reluctant in the last year to have it directly on their website because it's not theirs anymore. So I think they still they can put a link to their website there.
I've seen it.
Yeah, it's a link there. We're having kind of a controversy over what.
To update it on our website, just to let you know.
Doug, you all set? Doug, you all set?
Oh, rats, yes, because said as we're gonna be.
I like that. All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the meeting of the Weare Board of Selectmen. We started at 6:15 with a non-public with a resident and the police chief, which brings us to the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. With that said, we're going to start the public hearing a few minutes late at 6:33. To hear public testimony and comment on the expenditure up to $40,000 from 2021 year-end surplus for a town vehicle to be used primarily by the building inspector. We've had reports from our maintenance people at the DPW, and just a quick visual of the pickup out there, the brown Chevrolet, that the rust is taking it away faster than we can keep it together, and the brakes have become unreliable. So, in their opinion, A, it will not pass state inspection again, and B, it has become unsafe to drive. So we'll hear anything, any public testimony or comments on this potential expenditure of up to $40,000. Fresh?
Hi, Frank Hanson. I tried to look up, just confirm the year of the truck. I think it was an 06?
05 or 06.
Okay.
Somewhere in that
Okay, so it's roughly
area.
16, 15, 16.
Sounds right.
Yeah, okay, I just needed that.
Yeah.
And the other thing, just to, again, I commented on it before, it sounds like somehow or other, the maintenance of this thing, well, you can't really say maintenance, but, you know, how did the truck get to this point where, you know, all of a sudden it's no good for a 16-year-old truck? I mean, I understand that, but, you know, over 16 years, it's had 16 years of inspection, and somebody, somehow, you know, missed, you know, its, you know, replacement cycle to go really through the CIP. So, I don't know, I mean, I think it's unfortunate. I mean, the town seems to do, you know, pretty good for all the other vehicles, keeping track of them, whether they're junk or not, but to know when they're junk, I guess. And this truck here, I think somebody has to, you know, monitor something like that. It's a town vehicle. If you get to this point here where it's, you know, a danger, and I understand that. That's not my question. But, I guess we do it with our own vehicles, you know, keep track of it. So that's all I have for now.
Okay. Thanks, Frank.
Thanks.
Anybody else? Okay.
I'm opposed to this emergency expenditure for some of the reasons that we mentioned earlier. That shouldn't run out. The purpose of the CIP. This just didn't happen overnight. Has the board signed a letter, or sent a letter, signed a letter to DRA requesting an emergency expenditure?
No, at this point, I don't know.
I'm just looking at RSA 32:11. Do we have an invoice?
We haven't bought it. We don't have quotes, no, I mean,
How did the board keep the money available? Did they have did you vote to encumber the money?
that's correct.
You did? When did you do that?
It was it was either 20th or the 27th, it was included on that sheet of 277,000.
Oh, so you encumbered all of that?
I encumbered all of the 40,000.
All of the 40? You didn't encumber the 267?
What you looked at for year-end purchases, it was that 277 number.
Yeah.
Some of it was encumbered because you had to purchase order it because we had to order it.
Yeah, sure.
And so we encumbered $40,000 for this public hearing.
So the process you're going through, I believe, with the RSA, I believe it should have been a slip of letter to the DRA making the request, signed by the majority of the board of selectmen, along with information that states the specifics, cost, reason, etc. We tried to do this a few years ago. When I say a few years ago, at my age, we were talking 15 years ago, I guess. There are two police cruisers that became inoperable. And we tried to emergency expenditure at the time, and it was rejected by DRA. There's no guarantee you're going to get this accepted by DRA. And in addition to that, you're only about 6 weeks away from March vote. Sounds like it's a short period of time, but in reality, 6 weeks away. I don't know, why are you waiting till why are you putting it on the warrant and having the voters decide on it? 6 weeks is not gonna make the situation any worse. I understand the vehicle's still being used.
as far as I know, the board of selectmen asked to have it parked, and last we knew it was still being used.
It's still being used.
Correct.
And the danger is in brakes?
The brakes are
Brakes.
bad.
Well, the ABS system is,
Yeah, it's malfunctioning.
it's malfunctioning. It doesn't mean the brakes don't work. It's just that
Yeah,
you go to put the brakes on in a normal instance, it'll stop, and then all of a sudden it'll chatter like it is ABS, and it doesn't.
mhm.
It's the sensors. And the other thing is it makes it even unsafe. It won't pass inspection now, is the rust is so bad, you can put your hand up to
Is
it.
that rust on the frame?
The body,
I've seen the body.
I think part of the frame is probably
The
getting
tail of
rusted.
the frame.
When's it
and
due
rust
for
on it.
inspection?
Is that in March or is that in, I think it's in March.
Much.
I believe it's in March.
That even makes more of my point, I guess, that, well, why isn't this being put on the warrant? I mean, to me, it's no more important than a police vehicle, no more important than, probably less important than some of the highway vehicles. In my mind, it doesn't.
Now, I'm not trying to be cynical, I'm trying to ask a question.
No.
Okay.
Right.
In support or not in support of the use of funds? If it was to go to Warren?
I'm not in support of going to DRA as an emergency expenditure.
Okay,
Because
but
I think it's
All right.
way around the voters.
maybe I didn't phrase my question
The
correctly.
use of funds is not as big an issue with me as going around the voters.
Okay.
And whether, I'm not saying you're intentionally doing it, but,
Okay. My second question is no means no. The voters voted down. Whether it's comes from the unexpended, money.
I agree.
What do we do at that point with a vehicle that has not passed inspection, now we have no quota?
I understand, this is not just.
And I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to discredit what you're saying,
I understand.
because I'm pretty sure you've probably heard me up here saying we need to go to the voters.
I know, it's not like we need a new truck because it's dirty. This is the problem.
Yeah.
So, you create and draft the warrant in such a way that it becomes more appetizing for the voters. I'm not normally one that would advocate that, but I certainly would advocate of having the voters make a decision. And certainly whether you use 40, 20, or whatever, I don't know, maybe you have a better feel of what the cost would be. 40,000 seems a bit high, but it's been a few years since I bought a car.
I believe we went, the fire chief had the state bid list. and I believe that we quoted a 2021 Chevy Colorado, which is a mid-size pickup, not even half-ton. And I think the sticker price for state bid was 30.
What's the canyon? What's the canyon?
Same thing.
Canyon,
It's like a-
Canyon, yeah,
Colorado.
Canyon, Colorado.
One's a GMC, one's a
Yeah, yeah,
Chevy.
yeah.
Right, yeah. And I think the sticker was what, 34, 35, somewhere in that neighborhood?
Yeah, the
1,000.
21s are gone, so 22s are more.
Yeah, 22s are coming up.
And the other, it's used 3 days a week, maybe.
But it's gonna be used, and that's why it was phrased that way, it's gonna be used for anybody.
Yeah,
I know.
Parks and Recs use it too,
Parks and Rec uses it.
a couple times a year,
Oh,
once
yeah.
a week.
They
once a week?
They haul the trash.
Oh, they haul the trash with it, yeah.
Once a week.
They haul trash with it once a week.
It just seems to come up at the
Yeah.
last minute, when they're making last minute decisions, might not be, might not have enough data to make the right decision. To me, this is a last minute thing, and it came up at the village November. It should have been on the CIP. 11-year-old vehicle should have been on the CIP, at least for the past 5 years. I know, but it should. But you're in a situation now where you've got to do something. I don't like circumventing the voters, and I'm not saying you're intentionally doing it, but this is what's happening. You're not giving the voters an opportunity. And I think there's a degree of distrust, the voters are going to say no. But you put 20,000 or 30,000 towards that vehicle, it might be more appealing. And in addition to that, it's your job, I think, to some extent, to a great extent, to I don't want to make it sound as though you're trying to convince the voters to do something that isn't needed.
Mhm.
But like I say, it's your job to sell the voters. And, get finance committee approval. I don't like the idea that it's an emergency expenditure. I think those are few and far between. Like I said, 2 cruises that went down.
Yeah, and they said no.
Yeah, and the reason why it was mid-year, and I said, well, wait till the end of the year, see if you have any surplus. So they rejected it for that reason. Now, you're at the end of the year, but it's not something that just happened today either, so, And you're only, when you get the car, when this gets approved, it's gotta go back, it's gotta go to DRA for their approval.
Where in the public hearing does it say an emergency expenditure? Doesn't.
Well, what are we doing? Then why are we? why
Well,
is there a public
because there
hearing?
was a discussion when we were doing year-end purchases, and it was mentioned that we have every right to have public testimony and comment, so we decided to have a public hearing. But the public hearing says, for the purpose of hearing public testimony and comment on the expenditure of up to $40,000 for the 2021 year-end surplus for a town vehicle to be used primarily for the building inspector. And that's what went in the newspaper 2
I've
weeks
heard the
ago.
word emergency used in this.
You heard
context.
emergency use at the selectmen's meeting, but it's not what was posted for, because we wanted weigh-in from residents. We don't have to go to DRA. We decided to have a public hearing for input.
That's what this is for?
Yes.
You say you're not going to DRA? This
No.
is an emergency
I
expenditure.
don't believe we're not going to DRA.
There's no, again, the same reason, why don't we have a vote on that thing? That's my primary concern. And, public hearing, you do whatever you want, obviously. It's happened before, so, yeah, I thought it was going to DRA, and apparently it's not. The word emergency had been used.
The word emergency was used because it's an emergency expenditure for the purpose that's stated before. But the public hearing certainly didn't have emergency purpose in it.
Right. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
And just, how many drivers have we had in that vehicle?
Oh, multiple, many.
So if somebody doesn't come to you and tell you that things are bad, I mean, I don't drive it.
Yeah.
There's been several people in that. We've had several building inspectors, back when Kelly was here, she used it, Wendy used it, and no one said a thing. And now we get a new building inspector that's a little bit more cautious maybe, because he's not sure of terrain, hills, valleys, roads, is the one who mentioned it. So I'm just saying, I don't drive it,
Right.
but 16 years old is 16 years old. I mean, I don't know how many people have a 16-year-old car. Yeah, well, that's fine.
I don't have one, but
Actually,
my,
I do too.
22-year-old.
I have a 98, so, I mean, but it's not an everyday driver, but I'm not going there. I'm just saying that, I don't go drive it. I use my own vehicle.
Understood.
and I do it for the town. I don't use the truck, but I have every right to use the truck. Mine holds more stuff, so. But
Any other public? Tom, you all set?
Yeah, most.
Okay. Go ahead, Frank.
Well, I think you answered the question, one of the questions I was going to ask, and I knew there was somebody else to follow me. I tried to make it short. I remember the night that you were discussing the truck, and I think it was probably the first draft issue of the warrant,
could have been.
and somebody was sitting out here and questioning what the state bid price was. And I tried to listen to the YouTube, but the person was sitting way back, I couldn't hear it. I thought it was something under $30,000, but, I mean, I'll trust to you folks.
But that was for a 21 that you can't get anymore.
Okay, all right,
And 22's bids hadn't been set yet.
okay,
That's what we estimated a little bit higher.
okay,
Right.
Now,
okay,
the state bids have been set, just, I'll share that with you when you're done.
yeah,
And you can't get anything for 150 to 360 days.
yeah, okay.
And then it coming out of Ohio. Ohio was the bid.
Right.
So that clarifies.
Sounds about right.
That
Yeah.
clarifies it for me. The other thing then, if this isn't an emergency expenditure according to state, as just explained, then how come we don't have a hearing for the other year-end expenditures that were approved? Why single out the truck? You know, I mean, one just because it's a vehicle? And the other thing, of course, it's way too late now. The other thing is, again, when the discussion of the truck first came up, I think, or about first came up, it was mentioned that kind of along the framework of, you know, could you spend, you know, could you buy a vehicle, you know, in a sense, circumvent the voters, okay? You know, not being critical as much as I could be, I guess. And it was stated that, well, you've already purchased a vehicle with the police department, the dog truck, you know, the dog van. And when I heard that, I got a little bit concerned that, you know, now is a precedent going to be set, you know, being set, that we bought a, you know, police department, a dog truck, you know, with money, wherever it came from. And now this vehicle, so I hope that's not going to be the trend, you know, but that's kind of what it sounded like to me. You know, the precedent's been set with the police vehicle, with the dog truck, now this truck, and, you know, it will continue. And I think that's a very slippery slope, and I really hope that, you know, this is the one and only rare exception. That's all. Thanks.
Anybody else? Yeah. We'll close the hearing.
So today I found online the state bid list. So I don't understand why the state of New Hampshire has a vendor in St. Clairsville, Ohio. But that's the Chevrolet dealer that they opted to give the bid to. And all of their, from pickup trucks to midsize to vans, they're all 360 days out from Ohio. There's a Central Dodge, which is in Rainham, Mass. That was the bid. And they're 150 to 210 days. They range from, whether you get 6-cylinder or an 8-cylinder, you're looking at, in a Ram, half-ton regular is $30,959, for a 6-cylinder four-wheel drive, 1,500 tradesman. I don't know what that is.
We have one truck.
The what?
Be a
It's a
bonus.
bare bones truck, no frills,
Eh,
all they
sounds
still
like
got
it.
crank windows.
Porsche.
And then they make the 8-cylinder four-wheel drive, which is 32,750,
Mhm.
which is around what we were looking for. The rest go up from there. If you're looking at, I can't see us buying a diesel or anything else.
No.
Anything 3/4 ton or above either. This is a half ton. So that's your weight on that. Hudson Motors makes Toyota Nissan, and they're the ones out of New Jersey City, New Jersey, got the bid. Trying to find a pickup truck. Minivan, sedan, no, I don't think they do trucks. Minivans, compact sedans, mid-size sedans, large sedans, they don't do that. And then the last one is Nick Malkin. Nick Malkin is right here in Nashua. And they do the 4-cylinder and 6-cylinder Colorado. They're 180 days out. They're about $28,491, and that's 180 days out. And then the Tahoe is 180 days out, but that's higher than you want, and you don't want to put trash in that anyway, if you just want to dump it in.
Right.
So those are your 4 options on your state bid list. I also took the time, knowing that we're 150 to 360 days out, just browse the internet today. Actually, just 3 dealers. I did a variety. I did Dodge, Chevrolet, Ford, GMC. And you can see that there's not much, there's out there. You have an 2018 Ram 1500 Express four-wheel drive 4-door crew cab with a 3.6 liter V6. 17,959 miles for 33,487. And they go up from there in cost depending on what you're looking for, but I stuck with a 6-cylinder because we aren't hauling things, we aren't doing monstrous miles, we aren't doing anything. I don't think there's any frills to it. The only Ford that I looked at, Hillsborough Ford, they had a 2019, but it had 55,000 miles on it. The rest of them average between, there's one has 13, one has 17, one has 20, 23, 26,000 miles, and there's only one out of that price list. The Colorado was very fancy, too fancy.
Yeah, it's a Z71.
Yeah, it's a Z71, so you don't need that one. But staying in the theme of 6 cylinders is what I was searching for, because I don't think you need, again, a V8 diesel, but it's four-wheel drive. So I'm not sure what you want to do. Those are readily available if you want to know which model.
These are more than the new one.
No, they're gonna be. Because the new one probably's got crank windows and everything else. I mean, when Bob Bazino was here, he told you it was for just the bare
Bare
bones,
bones,
and then you can add from there if you want power windows and whatever you want.
Right. I guess my only concern is, I mean, I don't disagree that these are out there. It's just, they're already 2, 3, 4 years old now.
They're leases that have been turned in.
Still they're 2 or 3, 4 years
Yeah.
old.
Absolutely. You want to look at a new one, you want to go double 40.
Right, no, and I'm not disagreeing with that, especially with these chassis, there'll be
Oh,
a lot
sure.
more,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely. My second comment is, these are readily available.
Mhm.
We're talking 180 plus days for something new. What are we gonna do when that expires the end of March? If we wait the 180 days? Now, with that said, I know that, like in the police department, in years past, we could dump a lot of money and maintenance into it. I don't really want to do that, that's not really on my list of things to do, but on the flip side of it, with that kind of timeline of a wait, 180 days plus, to a year. To a year, if that is the route that we want to take as far as new, I don't think waiting the 6 weeks to put on the warrant article is going to hurt anything. If this is what we want to try and do is get a used vehicle, instant gratification, then that's a different story. But I know that we asked, to see a potential repair cost and/or list, and we have never got it, that I know of. Not saying the truck's worth putting the money into, but if we cross the bridge of March, what are we gonna do, what are we gonna
I
have?
thought
Okay,
it
there it is.
Yeah, I thought it was around 6,000.
I never
I
saw
thought
that.
Yeah,
You might not have been here that night.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah.
maybe that was the night you were out sick. It was 6,000, I
Yeah,
think they said.
6 and change. Not counting all the body work.
I think that's some of the bottom line.
Some of it, but not all.
Yeah, some of it's body work, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was probably more, too.
Where did this come from, do you know?
Jason? Got the DPW. My guess, I got it from Benji.
So, when did we at the town start charging the town $90 an hour? Or is this, or was this seeked out from somebody, from a
It might have
vendor?
been seeked out, I
Okay.
handed it to him.
Because it says 40 hours at 90 hours, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$90 an hour.
Yeah.
For some of it, probably they can't do it.
They
Body
can't.
I don't
work.
think they changed the body work.
Right.
What do you do in the meantime for inspections?
Oh, I'm not discrediting that at all, you're right, 100%. But I don't know. No, okay. I didn't know we had this. That's all.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know where it was handed to me.
If you're gonna put money in, what is the truck worth that?
Oh, no, I don't think the truck's worth $5,000. I mean, and that's what it boils back to, about $5,100. I don't think it's worth that.
I mean, the other thing is with these lists going, like, for instance, Bank, one of them, Hillsborough, they've all done work, they've all sold to municipalities. You're going to tell them it's from municipality, they're probably knock more money off of it, off the price that they're asking. This was just prices.
This is
online.
sticker price, like online,
This is
right?
just, I didn't call anybody, this is just a search. I thought of a couple of dealers.
Mhm.
I wanted to get more brands,
Yeah, no, it's
because I was
understandable.
sticking to the 6-cylinder
Mhm.
car truck.
I understand the concern from Dick and Frank, anybody else, but the other thing is that, number one, the truck isn't worth having around anymore. And yes, we've been lax on making, somebody's been lax on following through on the maintenance. You know, the buck has to stop here for that, but the bottom line of it is that you wanna wait till, town meeting, they get shot down, and what are they gonna do? Then what are they gonna do? You're gonna put them in their own vehicle?
No, they
And pay them
won't.
out? Oh, they won't. They
Well, and
refuse.
that's my
The
concern about
other
going
thing
to.
is, even if they did, yeah, you pay them mileage, but then if they get in an accident, they're on our job,
Mhm.
we're gonna take the liability for
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
And is that worth the ramifications later on down the road?
Mhm.
You know, if somebody's got a vehicle that we're asking to pay mileage, they get the contractors, place the ice's driveway is just sheet of ice and the vehicle slides down and now you bought a $60,000 pickup versus something else.
Oh, no, I understand that.
No, I know,
100%.
I'm just saying for
Right.
those that
There's
don't.
a whole bunch of pros and cons, I understand the other argument, but.
And 55 cents a mile is pretty cheap, but if you get someone to do the wear and tear on their own vehicle, but
Right.
I've already been told he's not going to.
What's the price of a lease for us if we could lease something in a pickup?
I don't think you know.
I don't think they do
You guys
municipal.
should be told that type, I mean, you didn't,
Yeah, they do municipal leases, but it's kinda late now, it's not
it's
so
too
late.
late to go on a lease.
I just would like to say, I don't know that the truck wasn't taken care of because of the, you know, the ABS system having problems or some rust on it, because I had a car that was serviced every year, gone right through. And 16 years out, I got a hole in the frame and the car was undercoated on top of it. And the car didn't have rust showing anywhere, but the frame rusted, and I couldn't, I had to sell it for junk.
And the worst thing with a vehicle like that is it sits out there.
It sits out there, that's the big problem.
I mean, the other thing is now we've got more than one person driving it, we've got,
multiple,
you know, which helps
keep it active.
keep it active. We've got two people, one in building and the other one in code enforcement, which will be using it as well as parks, you know, and whoever else in the town needs it.
And Mary Ann's 911, that's
Yeah.
what Wendy used to do, is go
Wendy
out and
used
do
to do
driveways, so
911.
I'm not expecting her to go out in her car.
So, and that's just, I mean, you know,
It's a double-edged sword, and I understand both sides of it.
right. I mean, the list of parts is not that bad. It's under $1,000, I think, between the two bills. It's gonna be the body work that it needs. And to me, it's not worth that body work. But like Sherry said, I mean, you know, I don't think this stuff just happened overnight, but on the flip side of it, I don't think it's anybody's fault, per se. These brake issues, I mean, I let mine sit for a few months, and it does the same thing. I know exactly what's happened. The sensor's pushed back, and it thinks it's going into an ABS event. But if you're unprepared, that could be scary for you, absolutely. First couple times it does mine, I pay attention. But, so that's not anyone's fault. You know, and all the activities that go on in the day, I'm sure that the rust probably got gone with the wind in conversation. But I don't think it's anybody specifically to blame, and I don't want to blame anybody because that's not correct.
No, I
But
mean,
here we
the
are.
blame is with us, if it boils
But here
down
we
to
are.
everybody.
I mean,
Here
we walk by just like everybody else does, you know, and we have enough mechanical knowledge to know the difference. So it rolls back to us, not any department or maintenance or anything like that. So, I don't know what the board wants to do. I'm so torn, I don't know what to do, because like you said, I mean, these are 3 to 4 year old vehicles, like Jack said, they're probably gonna get municipal pricing, probably be better.
And knowing if they're lease turn-ins and they're low, I know every one of them banks, I don't care if it's banks.
Yeah, they do a recheck.
They do what they call a certified,
Yeah,
and
pre-owned
they'll
check.
give you a warranty with it again.
Right.
And it's better than the regular warranty that you might get off the street, so.
Right.
And they Carfax, I mean, I Carfax them,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, and I'm sure that there's nothing hot on any of them, but,
Oh, you're right, and how old do you wanna go?
right, and that's just it. I mean, you're buying somebody else's.
2020 is out of your price range.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
2019, there's one in there for 2019,
Mhm.
it's got 26,000, which is nothing nowadays on a vehicle.
No,
37,000. And I know I look at that, that's a lot of money, but I mean, if you look at the scheme of things, to go buy a new pickup,
well, you look at the pricing of anything right now.
you look at a brand new
That's what
pickup,
I'm
even
saying,
before
when it's
all
done,
this,
you're looking at
you're
new.
gonna look at, and I mean, you're getting it for a lot less.
Right, so,
So, I don't know, I mean, it's a, they say it's a crapshoot, you know?
right, and we don't have anything in front of us tonight to vote on anyways, so, I don't think we have to pull a vote tonight anyways.
I mean, maybe we could get 6 months out of it if we could have the brake stuff
You
looked
want,
at.
no, but you wanna
do a
stuff that money in it, and then what, you're gonna wait 6 months, go to the, we're gonna either be right back here again, look for an emergent, this time it'll be an emergency expenditure.
It will be at that point, yeah.
And we gotta go to
Because things-
DRA,
because they
or
won't stop, yeah.
you're gonna put it on the warrant, and then it gets shot down, then we're really up to.
When you're a year without a vehicle.
Then we're gonna be a year. So,
With no replacement.
I think we ought to look,
Yeah, I'm not saying we don't look, but.
So what do you said you have nothing in front of you, what are you looking for to be in front of you?
Well, we don't have any, I mean, I mean, we have a couple of vehicles in front of us here, but we don't have anything that says, you know, we haven't called anybody, is what I'm saying. If we call banks and we say, hey, you know, we saw this 2019, what can you do for us as the
What's our
municipality?
price?
What's our price?
What's the low price?
With a more official, you know,
Sure.
so I'm not saying we shouldn't seek some, you know, dollars.
Yeah. I mean, it only takes a phone call, I mean.
Correct.
I
Yeah.
didn't phone call because I was just waiting to
Right.
have some, I don't want to say ammunition, but I wanted to have some
Direction.
information.
Yeah,
Because when I found the 22s are between 150 and 360 days out,
yeah, that's,
and the dealers in Ohio,
that's a little stiff.
I don't
well,
understand.
Yep.
that's the new.
I mean, we can certainly make calls.
Yeah.
Your next meeting's not till February 7th.
Okay.
I mean, I can have a full vote tonight anyways.
Yeah, I mean, we have to pull a vote tonight anyways, so. Well, I definitely like to make some calls, and let it be known. And maybe, I mean, I know the dealers don't work as well as they used to together because it's quite a market. But, you know, maybe banks can call if they see a, you know, locator or whoever it may be, Welkin or somebody like that, can do some locating for us and help.
Yeah, because John Van just wrote, my opinion, if you have a good youth candidate that's viable, do it. That was his,
I mean,
that was his.
I mean,
comment.
you gotta spend time, and I know these dealers, I know two guys that work for dealers, and they don't really wanna do any locating for anybody.
Right, and that's the problem, is
Because
because
they
it's so
want-
cutthroat right now.
They
And there's
want,
no
they
market.
want, either they wanna make the sale or they won't, and I've been through it personally to buy a vehicle,
Right.
my wife's vehicle,
Mhm.
and with company vehicles, we just bought two company vehicles. and
Yeah, it's
they
all
don't-
for
They don't
one.
wanna do any locating.
It's all for one and one
So
for
you
all
either take
now.
what you got or hit the road, and I can't blame them for that. That's-
Well, drop the dime, see what we can do, see what they can do. Again,
I think the used Ford that stayed with under the 40, I just, with 55,000 miles.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
off,
that's-
I think that's off, with a V8, that's off the table. so.
You know,
I mean,
and I think there's D71's off the table.
Yeah, it is, it's too much. But maybe that 1500 custom,
You get, yeah, I
you know,
mean,
the
the two,
Chevrolet,
the two viable ones that I see.
our banks,
Are at Banks, it's the custom
and the
2019 and the Ram.
Yeah.
They both are
And
there.
the Ram's got 17,000 miles on it.
Is the
That's a year older than.
Yeah,
is the
but
2019 a extended cab or is that a single cab? Or do we know?
Oh, I have it all.
Oh, yeah, pictures. Look at that.
Yeah.
Ta-da. Nope.
Sergeant
the chief had
Montplaisir,
something, chief,
Sergeant Montplaisir, this is his area of expertise if y'all want him to hunt down something. Just give him the parameters. So, he does very well at finding deals.
So what it is, it's a four-door,
Oh, it's a Ford, okay.
silver.
Yep. Okay.
It's a 2019, it was leased for 2 years, 2 months, one owner.
Okay. So it is an extended cab though?
Yep.
Okay. I thought-
They're all extended cabs.
Just the crew cab, I just, yeah.
Which one's that
That's a
one?
little, the Ram.
no,
It says four-door crew, that's a little bit big for my liking.
what the 28.
Oh, actually, you'd be surprised.
I mean, if it's a extended cab, that's one thing, but crew to me is large.
Oh, that's just the extra
Yeah.
door, that's not a full crew.
That's a full crew.
That's
That's a
for
full
the
crew.
crew.
That's a full little crew,
Yeah, it's full crew with
Okay,
a,
yeah.
I thought that was.
yeah, so. All right, because I mean, we, honestly.
No, it's an express, yeah, okay, so it's a work truck,
Mhm. So.
but it's only got 17,000 on it.
All right, so I think we'll depart this with, then we can call banks, see what they got, give them the parameter list, and we can go from there.
and then you'll decide on this, I'll bring you back stuff for the 7th.
Yeah, firm number,
So-
so.
That's long, well,
Well, then we come next
because
Monday.
the fact is, these things don't sit on the lot long.
Well, then, once you get the information, let us know, we'll make it a meeting.
You're gonna do it.
24-hour notice.
Well, I'm not here tomorrow to go, but, yeah, I mean, I can certainly call them, and there may be something that's not, they took in today, I don't know. You know,
Right.
that happens all the time.
Yeah, they're just, yeah, let us know, and like I say, 24 hours, we can have a meeting.
Okay, all right.
All right, I'm gonna flip-flop the schedule a little bit. Department heads meeting items, Chief Moore.
Yeah.
All right. So this is just an in case. It's time for me to sign a dam contract, Coast State Park. Last time,
Don't swear it on the,
Last time I got authorization to go ahead and sign the contract. I don't know if I need this because they didn't include it in the packet. I just figured I'd get your approval where I can sign the contract and get this for me if I need it. This is what we did last time,
Yeah.
last July 4th.
Yep.
go ahead.
Thank
I
you.
think we have to do
All right, hang on,
it.
you're gonna make a
Yeah, we're
motion.
gonna make a motion.
Okay.
It's a municipality certificate of authority.
Make a motion that we allow Chief Moore to sign with the
Municipality certification of authority.
state of New Hampshire for Clough Park, for the Department of, whatever they call it.
Economic.
Economic, no, it used to be DRED. but
It's a Department of Natural and Cultural Resources.
Yeah, natural cultural resources, that's it. There's a memorandum for municipal services at Clough State Park.
Second.
Moved second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then I'll be signing one for, this is a contract for Pope, just where we have to take them animals.
Yeah.
I have a professional services line, that's where it comes out of.
Huh? Should give him the authority to sign the SBCA.
Yeah,
SPCA.
yeah. Move to authorize Chief Moore to sign the SPCA agreement at term of what, a year?
Yes.
Term 1 year. Moved second, all in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
Thank you very much, have a good night.
Thank you.
I believe in the sign box, all right, before we get to the sign box, though, we're gonna go back to the signing of the,
Yes, we're gonna go back to the warrant draft, and that draft.
so, today Frank and I had a conversation, and I thank Frank for doing it. You guys, when we left the public hearing, we left things alone, I mean, he called me today, and what we did forget, and I have the mailer, is last year when we did the ten-wheeler,
Yep.
we forgot to add the words fully equipped.
Yes.
So I have a warrant with out fully equipped and with fully
No, I
equipped.
think fully equipped is correct.
What, for the truck?
For the truck.
Yeah, so the
Yeah.
Because we're
town,
buying plows and.
You gotta buy all that
Yeah.
stuff.
right, so they say, I inserted, purchasing a new ten-wheeler, I inserted fully equipped, so it now says purchasing a new fully equipped ten-wheel plow truck on both Article 13 and 14.
Now, didn't we also have another verbiage
This,
discussion?
yeah, didn't Frank bring something
I
up?
thought there was another verbiage discussion.
On the
and
road
on the-
reconstruction,
Yep,
Yeah.
to be raised by taxation and added to, we
Yep.
added that.
and wasn't there also for the, was it the police vehicle? We were gonna change the verbiage back to last year's
Fully equipped.
verbiage. I don't, for some reason I don't have it.
We did one fully equipped frontline police division,
Quick,
Okay.
yeah.
and that matches the rest of them.
Yeah.
So if you want to go with a fully equipped,
Yep.
this is the
Yes.
warrant I'm gonna pass around for you to sign. I'm not gonna use this one. I'll make you a copy in a minute, Frank, when it's signed. I'm also gonna sign down, we have two, credits for, veterans credits that come your way. And I'll take that back after, I'm gonna make Maureen a copy and Frank a copy. If you, I'll make a copy.
Okay.
I'll make a copy for you. They're signing stuff, so I get a minute anyway.
Doug, reports are good audio and good video quality. Good audio and good video quality.
It is good.
Just figure I'd let you know.
I'm sure the audio could be better, but this is just basically a test for me.
Yeah, you do. That one's never in there. Oh.
Hang it right here. Done. I'm gonna forget if I didn't do it now.
Okay. So we've signed the You signed the default ones, right? Yeah, those are in the box.
Okay, they are,
already
are they all signed?
They're all signed. Yep,
Both?
yes,
Okay, perfect, you guys are all right.
we try. All right, gonna move into the manifest.
Yeah, I don't have it, so you have to get
I might have it kicking around here somewhere, maybe somewhere in the stack of never ending, there it is, right there. All right, gonna order the treasurer to sign payroll accounts payable checks dated January 27th, 2022 is included in the following manifest. A payroll manifest of $84,909.80, weekly and monthly payroll. Accounts payable manifest, $42,300.78. John Stark, $250,000, Ware School District, $300,000, for a total of $677,210.58. As there is no meeting scheduled for January 31st at this time, then a further order the treasurer to sign payroll checks dated February 3rd, estimated to be about $75,000. Further order the treasurer to sign up to the amount of $90,000 for accounts payable that cannot wait until next scheduled meeting. Reports and actual check amounts will be reported to the board of selectmen by inclusion in the manifest memo of the next scheduled meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor? Yes.
Thank you.
That brings us to a
9 set of minutes.
boat ton of minutes.
Except I can't, I'm gonna have to abstain because I haven't read them. Because I didn't realize I had to go on. I thought I've always gotten them in my email and I didn't get them in the email.
Well, I think well, you weren't here for some of them, right?
I think it was.
Then you weren't here for some of them.
I wasn't here for the.
Well, let's try and get what we can out of the way.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go, was I here for were we both here for the 1129? I can't remember.
Yes.
Okay. Yep, we're both here.
Yep.
Page 1, page 2. Move to approve as written.
Second.
All in favor? Yes. Abstention? Okay. Move to the 12-9. We're both here. Page
Yep.
1?
Wait a
Page,
minute, what
What
about
about the
12-6?
sixth?
I have-
The three of you were here, Sherry was not here.
on December 6th?
Yeah.
I didn't download that. Can we do the 9th for a minute?
I'm sure.
Okay. Yeah, I must not download those.
Okay.
All right, page 1 on the 9th. You all set, Jack?
Yep.
Okay. Page 2, move to approve as written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
I have to go back and find them. You said they were for the,
12-6.
oh boy.
That's fairly lengthy, I think, isn't it?
12-6?
12-6 is 9 pages long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I wasn't here.
Wait, I don't
Sherry
know
was
if I-
out.
I don't know if I,
When the Weare Winter Wanderers came.
I don't know if I have those.
All right, well, we can table those, as long
All
as we
right,
don't have to
let's
table all of them.
table those, yeah.
How about the 20th?
I have that. I just, like I said, I downloaded them all before I came, I thought, but apparently
Okay.
not.
Which one do we have
The
now?
20th was when we heard from the, it was the radio
Yeah,
night.
yep, radio night.
That's right.
Mhm.
Page 1,
The long one,
2,
because it has, she put the presentation in.
yep, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
15 is where you come back in.
12, well, I'm just looking.
Yep.
12, 13, 14, 15, those were all from the Motorola discussion, so those are verbatim slides.
Mm-hmm,
Page 15 has some of our stuff on it, so.
Yeah.
yep.
16 and 17. Move to approve the December 20th
Second.
as written.
Abstain.
All in favor, yes?
Yes.
And abstain.
Okay.
27th is when Benji came into the public hearing for the change of the now Jack wasn't here, so you gotta skip that.
Yep.
Okay.
We're gonna hold on those.
Yeah, I was.
Gonna hold on the next one, which is January 3rd, Jack wasn't here, Ricky, you weren't here on the 10th,
17.
and Jack wasn't here on the 17th, and brings us to the
18.
18th.
We're here.
Yay!
Yep.
Okay. Page 1, 2,
Yeah, it's got the warrant in it, so.
yep, 3,
This one.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ten. Move to approve as written.
Second,
All in favor?
yes.
Yes.
Abstain.
The only ones we got left are the sixth,
The 3rd, the 10th, and the 17th.
Yeah,
the third,
The 27th.
tenth.
And 27th.
yeah, yeah, we still, you have one.
You got 5 of
You did
them.
4 sets.
Yeah.
So I reproduce a little bit.
So then, just, under correspondence, I did receive, we did receive a resignation letter from Mr. Tiffany
Oh,
for
okay.
the cemetery trustees.
Well, we want to thank him for his years of dedicated service to that board and to the town in general.
Definitely.
Okay.
And then,
You put yourself down here.
no, that's correspondence.
Yeah, you
No, because I didn't know what I was doing.
Oh, okay. So you didn't put down, we don't have a report?
I don't have a report, I just wanted to get the correspondence.
Okay.
And I'd like to just chat, can we talk about your report? I got a couple changes.
Sure.
You lost one selectman.
I heard that I fired one in my email. So, I don't have a computer at the house, so I put it in an email. Apparently I copied and pasted it into the doc file this morning.
You lost it.
I lost a selectman, Mr. Van. Hell of a guy.
He was good while he was here.
Yeah, I know it. I fired him.
So just Ricky, if you don't, so we went through, I actually had Beth read it as well.
Oh,
I'd
good.
like to set a second eye.
Well, I tossed it together in about 20 minutes.
Right, so it was good. One thing I was gonna ask you, in the second paragraph, it says, long needed repairs to the town hall to the gable end returns at the ends of the roof.
Yeah.
And then you wrote over were performed. What does that mean?
Oh, I probably got a little confused and didn't
Alright,
spell
so
check, so.
returns at the ends of the roof.
I want to put
I took out the word over.
I want to put ends of the roof, just for clarification for people that don't know what the gable ends.
So I took the word over out.
That's fine, yeah.
In the next paragraph, I spelled Katie, it's K-A-T-Y.
Oh, okay.
And administrative assistance should capital A.
I did?
You should capitalize
I-
A, which we can do.
Well, I thought I did, but I didn't.
No, it was small
I
A.
think Doc said no.
And then, we actually are calling Tony the zoning enforcement officer.
Okay.
That's what he's called.
Well, I knew that there was a slight delay
Yeah.
there with mine.
And then I spelled Mike Eldridge, there's no E, second E.
Oh, okay.
And then skip a paragraph and go to the fire department. I think you wanted to go through the warrant article, not the warrant article.
Who was the new full-time employee?
Alexander Hall.
Okay, well, you got a period and you start with him. And
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you cut it to a doc, it doesn't.
Yeah, again, this is from my email to
And took
Doc.
off, and took on Wayne, I don't know if you want that.
Yeah, no, I do. When we took on Wayne and Cody as full-time employees from the call department,
Okay.
so.
Right, so the fire department through the warrant article hired one new full-time,
Mhm.
Alexander, and took on as full-time, yeah. And then, the other, under, the DPW hires, it's Claver, K-L-A-V-E-R, instead of Calver, for his name.
Okay, so it must have changed that, because I actually went on payroll and got the names from payroll. So it must
Yeah,
have, it must
no,
have
I had
changed
Beth,
it.
Beth checked everybody's
Yeah.
name,
His last name is. yeah.
K-L-A.
Yeah, it must have changed it,
And then we'll add John.
yeah.
Other than that, I thought it was very good.
Okay. All right, well, thank you. Yeah, no, I have no problem making those changes.
Okay.
Again,
Right.
I'm not the best grammar, when it comes to it, but.
No, I'll give it to Karen and we can check that one off, because we're almost done.
Naomi,
Yes.
when do we need stuff in for the town report? Because I'm gonna just put,
By the first part of February.
okay. I'll
For
have it
February
here this
We
4th.
week.
should have got that email too.
I think February
See, I
4th,
didn't
you
get any
said?
of that. I haven't gotten any of it.
Yeah, Karen sent them all.
Yeah,
Because we
I,
only sent the ones that hadn't gotten this stuff yet.
yeah, I got a reminder letter.
I
from
didn't get
Gary.
anything, and I put about 90% of it together today. So,
Okay, well, as soon as you get it done, don't wait till the 4th.
No, I won't, I'll get it back to you. You'll have the.
Probably wait till we have a full board to do speaking assignments, I would think.
Yep.
Yeah, and then, you still have a meeting.
Yeah, I
So
know.
just,
No, I know.
so just process-wise, February 7th, you have a meeting, of which you're gonna have a couple of public hearings. They've already been, they're gonna be in the newspaper this week. You're gonna have one because, you have to have a public hearing, establishing the special revenue fund. That's for RSA. Laura reminded me of that, so we've scheduled that for February 7th. We've also got a public hearing scheduled. The planning board has passed on to us Hilburn Road, Hilburn off of
To
Twin
accept
Bridge,
it.
to accept it.
Mhm.
Planning board has done their part. I've advertised it. Now we have to have a public hearing before Benji takes over. So you have those two that night.
Is
also
Benji gonna be here for that?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then you've got speaking assignments, because that's Saturday, is deliberate session on the 12th. So you got a busy night on the 7th, is what I'm
That's fine.
telling you.
It's fine.
Deliberative is the 8th?
The 12th.
12th.
So next,
So next meeting is your last time. And then, just gonna throw out there, I'd really like you guys to take some time and do whatever you're gonna say for your speaking assignments. Because I'm leaving after deliberative session for a week.
unacceptable.
So it's an off week.
Unacceptable.
But I'm just saying, when I get back on Sunday, I gotta put the mailer together to meet the printer on Monday and holiday.
Okay.
And then he's gonna get it done for us. But,
Right, so you
so
want
I'll need everything
type
back.
copies beforehand.
I'd like copies beforehand, like for deliberative session, or send them to me and I'll make my own copies.
Okay.
But I have to put the mailer together. That's why I want the town report all together
Absolutely. yeah.
before, because I have to take that to the printer as well as the mailer.
Fine.
So we have a short turnaround time so that he can get it back in the mail for the March.
Okay.
And that's all. I'd say that's all I have to say, that's all that's worth.
That's all I have to say about that.
Right.
I don't have any correspondence or any other business. To my right doesn't either. So,
Make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Have a wonderful night, everybody.